In this video, I'll be demonstrating the knit stitch in the English style, which means that I'll be holding the yarn in my right hand. We want to make sure when we're knitting that we are using the yarn that's coming from the ball and not coming from the tail. As you can see, we'll eat that up pretty quickly and then we'll have to start over and we'll be sad. All right, in order to create that first knit stitch, we're going to take the needle that's in our right hand and insert it into one of these stitches we've already cast on, which is going to be on the left needle. You insert the needle from the front to the back by just inserting that needle under the first one, and it will be crossed over to the back. The yarn is going to be coming from the back of the needles like this. Now, as you can see, when I let go, those needles aren't going anywhere. It's important that you remember to hold your hands in a relaxed way so that you can avoid joint pain from gripping the needles too tightly, and also so that you can keep your tension in not too tight. It's hard to work into those stitches when they're too tight. So we're going to take that right hand needle, and I call it plant. We plant that needle and push it towards the back. Now we can pick up that yarn in our right hand, coming from the ball, not the tail. Here we go. And we can just pinch it between our thumb and forefinger. That will be the easiest way to tension it. And now we're going to wrap it or throw it around that needle from the back to the front. Let's do that again. We're going to wrap it from the back to the front. Now we can just hold on to it while we're gripping that right hand needle to give it a little bit of tension. Our next step is to pull that wrapped needle through and use the tip to catch what we just wrapped. And you can see there's the stitch that we created with that yarn that we wrapped. Then we're going to just gently use that left hand to move the stitches up the needle and lift that stitch off. Now you have one stitch on your right hand needle and you're ready to make your second stitch. We're going to repeat those 3 steps. With that right hand needle, we'll plant from the front to the back into that second stitch, wrap the yarn from the back to the front, and then pull the stitch off. And there it is. Now when we're taking it off of the needle, you want to make sure you're keeping those stitches kind of moving forward, not too far that they slide off, but not too far back that you're having to fight against those stitches or even pulling them back in order to get that stitch off. If you do, you're going to end up with all this extra slack here, and that's really going to affect your tension. Let's do that again, those 3 steps. We plant, wrap, and pull, and then gently lift off. Plant, wrap, oops, here we go, and pull. And there's that stitch. Plant, wrap, and pull. Plant, and when you wrap, you'll almost hear a little click, click, when that yarn gets seated in there between the 2 stitches, and then you'll know it's in the right position. And guide that stitch off. We've got 4 more stitches to go. Plant, wrap, and pull. And I do use this left finger to slowly guide that stitch back, but I'm not poking into it. It's just guiding it off and off. Plant, wrap, and pull. Plant, wrap, and pull, and plant, wrap, and pull. And now you've finished 1 row of knitting, and all of the stitches that were on your left hand needle are now all on your right hand needle, and you're ready to turn your work and start on the next row. I'll be demonstrating turn your work in the next video, and that's the knit stitch.